Where are you?
I should be like you, Melvin.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Thursday's edition of Cherry AM from a very sunny Berlin. And welcome to my co-host this morning, Darren Hurst. Daz, good morning to you, good afternoon, cheers, and whatever. Welcome to the
Good afternoon, Malcolm. Thank you very much. It's beer o'clock here. I've finished work. I've just knocked off, and I'm live from the Pool House in Perth, Western Australia. So hello to all in the show, and cheers.
Yeah, cheers. He's only got another one already lined up. That's pretty good timing. How are you?
Here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah, no, I'm good, Malcolm. Great to be on the show. Really enjoyed participating with you and the other fellas on the show, and it's an absolute privilege to be invited on today.
Yeah, it was a bit spontaneous, wasn't it? Having done enough shows already this week. Yeah, I just thought, why not? If we can get you on, and without the hard hat as well. So that was quite nice.
Yeah, Bob the Builder, super sub, mate. He's always ready to come in and stand in.
Good lad. Okay, well, we'll start off by just saying good morning to Chris Hubble, who's joined us. Morning,
Hi, Chris.
Hope you're well. Obviously, this weekend is Sunday, kick-off against Aston Villa at Villa Park.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting week, I think. What's your views on the game coming up, Matt?
Personally speaking, yeah, it's not going to be an easy one. Never is it? You don't expect an easy game anyway. Obviously, a lot depends on the lineup that we put out. I got a couple of question marks over a couple of players, basically because they took some knocks last weekend. Villa, I'll be watching them tonight. They're playing Maccabi Tel Aviv in Europa.
That's right, yeah.
So it'll be good to obviously see how they do. Yeah, going to be a tough cookie. Would I take a result like last season? Yeah, probably, yeah. I probably would do. Last minute equaliser from Eva, if I remember rightly. But yeah, a great away day for the fans, brilliant stadium, brilliant atmosphere. Yeah, it's what you dream of, really, as a football fan, isn't it? To be able to go away to places like that.
I think so. I mean, if I was an away fan and lucky to go back to a game like Paul and yourself were, I think Villa would be one of my choices. You know, if it was going away to Man City like last week, it's a difficult game, innit, to try and scrape the win. And we gave them an awesome, we gave them an awesome game. We tried, no doubt about it. But you know, it was almost a foregone conclusion. You know, you're playing poker, you've got a pair of twos, and you're playing somebody with a full house. So,
That's right.
if it was a choice of games to go back to, definitely your Villas, your Palace, your Sunderlands, they'd be the games that would be on my wish list, you know, and sort of like the real close game. Take it to each other, and the best man wins.
Yeah, good point. Fair point as well. I mean, I did see City last night in Champions League, and you know the way they performed, it makes me realise, you know, how good our performance was. You know, because I mean they've just kept that momentum going. Yeah, really solid performance from them. So yeah, good. You haven't got a lineup or anything for the Villa game, or do you want to go on to your info on Aston Villa, because we can talk all day about the Cherries, can't we?
Yeah.
So
Exactly, yeah. And what I discussed with you prior to the show here is I think for the viewers out there, you know, in the chat and everything else, we can talk about Bournemouth every day of the week. We got Bournemouth in our blood. You know, we're like a stick of rock. You break us in half, we got Bournemouth right through our heart. And I think it's sometimes interesting just to analyse the opposition a bit more. You know, see what they bring to the game. And yeah, absolutely. I've made some notes here regarding Villa, who, you know, great respect for the Villas, the Forests, the Sunderlands, etc. I think, you know, we're all on the same path. You know, we've come up, we struggle sometimes to stay up, and I think it's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. So just looking at their previous results, they're on 15 points. They're currently in 11th. They've won 4, they've drawn 3, and they've lost 3.
Yeah.
But Villa are always a danger. You know, they're one of them teams. I mean, they've got players like McGinn. What he can bring to a game, you know, I think at the moment he's one of their top scorers. He's always a danger. He will turn something from nothing into a goal. He's always a danger man for me. So I think he's going to be
contract, doesn't he?
Yeah, his heart's in Villa all the way, and he's I think he's captain, if I'm not wrong. But he's definitely one of them players that we really need to lock him down. You know, whether we put an Adams on him, because he just floats off the back, doesn't he? He just sits in that forward midfield role. Yeah. And I think if we can get Adams, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if we can tie him down, I think he's the key to Villa's performance. I've made some notes in regards to their scores in the last few games, and in their winning games, you know, they've had Europa League games. They won against Bologna. McGinn scored in that one. Aston Villa against Fulham, they won 3-0. Watkins, McGinn, Buendia, he's another danger. I mean, looking at his stats, looking at his performances, he again seems a bit of a danger. Against that's easy for me to say. Feyenoord, Europa League game. Yeah, that's easy for you to say. Again, McGinn scored in that one with Buendia again. So them two, they keep cropping up as their, you know, star players in regards to scoring, where you would have thought their forwards, the likes of Ollie, Watkins, and people like that, you would have thought they'd have been up on their, you know, top score chart. If we look at the game against Burnley, Villa played Burnley on the 5th of October. They beat them 2-1. Mallon scored both of them. So, again, not a game I would have been, not a player I would have been sort of like highlighting as a threat. But again, they players all over the pitch that can score these goals. Spurs, 19th of October, they beat Spurs 2-1. Rogers, Buendia again. So that's 3 times Buendia has been on that score chart. Recently, 26th of October, Villa, Man City. I mean, who'd have thought? And this is the danger with Villa, you know, they can beat the best teams on the day. Cash scored that goal. I remember seeing it. I was like, cracking goal. Absolutely cracker. And then last week,
he's becoming one of their, you know, informed players now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So,
And yet a few years ago, I'd have wrote Cash off as being one of these old right backs, who's sort of like, struggling to keep his place. But he just goes to prove he can still score him. And then last week, Liverpool, Aston Villa, 2-0. Again, one of the bigger clubs, and pretty much like us with Man City last week. You try to take the game to the opposition, but yeah, they got beat by the better side. I mean, Liverpool, the Man Cities, the Arsenals, they're always going to be a struggle for teams like ourselves.
yeah, I mean, it's I don't know if you saw it, but I mean, the first half, Villa were really good. Bit unlucky, hit the woodwork twice. They should have really gone in at least 1-0 up. But then, as so often happens in football, it's a game of two halves, and a calamity from Martinez let Liverpool back in, and that just gave them the momentum. So I'm just going to pop in the chat. Got a couple of more comments.
Yeah, go for it.
So here we go.
I'm just going to wet me whistle.
Up the Cherries. Morning, Liam. Hope you're well, mate.
Hey, Liam.
Paul Sand. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, morning, Paul. Hope you're well, mate.
Hey, Paul.
Here's one for you, Darren. What's your favourite beer, Darren?
Hey, Chris, for me, at the minute, for about the last 18 months, I've been into me hazies. So you give me a hazy IPA, I'm in my element, man. Cheers.
Okay, question answered. Thanks for that. Paul Sand. Question, can we buy Jimenez now, or do we have to wait until transfer window? Well, he's actually on loan until the end of the season, isn't he? So with the option to buy. But he has to start 18 games.
Correct.
Right? So, no, we can't buy him now, is basically the answer. But he needs to have 18 starts for us to buy him. Yeah.
And I think Andoni's, I think Andoni, with him putting him up, for first choice as right back, I think he's looking to plan for that 18 games. Let's hit that target. Let's put the offer in. Let's buy him. He's a quality player.
I think that's the plan. I would go along with that. And here's one. Ollie Hudson. Good morning, Ollie. Great to see you in the chat. Yes, chaps. Good to tune in and see your faces. Yeah, it'll be good to see your face next week. Hope all's good with you.
Yeah. Good luck, Ollie.
So we'll get back to Villa. Yeah, I mean, they didn't start particularly brilliant, did they? Five league games in. We won't talk about EFL or Europa League, but 5 league games in, 3 draws, 2 losses. I mean, that's a bit of a surprise, I think, to most people. But Emery certainly turned things around now, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think he's tuned them in. The start of the season is always difficult. There may be players sold, maybe players brought in, but like you say, a bit of a rocky start for him at the beginning. I really did have him down as one of them teams that may be in that bottom 6. Just really? Petering above the relegation. I did, yeah. I thought they would struggle after their first form. You think, 6 games in, they haven't really won a lot, and like you say, I think Emery's just started to tune them in. They're all starting to play together really well. That last game with Liverpool, like you say, they were a force to be reckoned with. They were unlucky.
Yeah. What do you say? I mean, obviously with having Europa League thrown into the mix for them, yes, it can be a burden, but it can also be, on the other side of the coin, some sort of just get away from the Premier League and the stresses that all brings. Play maybe with, you're playing different opposition, aren't you? Sort of unknown quantities and everything. Yeah, last time out they lost the Go-Ahead Eagles in Holland 2-1. Bit of a surprise to me. I couldn't see that happening. But hey ho. But they know where they're at. Where do you see them going?
I mean, in the last 5 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, in the last 5 games, they've lost 1 Europa to Feyenoord. They won against Burnley. They won against Spurs. They won against Man City, and they lost to Liverpool. I mean, that's not a bad run. And as we all know, you only need to win 2 or lose 2 to jump 4 or 6 places in this league at the moment. It's so competitive, and that's the exciting thing about it. I love it. I'm like you, Malcolm. I love watching any game of football. If it's a close game and it's a good, entertaining game, I don't care if it's Poole Town versus
No,
Wimborne.
that's right.
I'm a
That's right.
football fan through and through. And if it's entertaining soccer, even the women's games,
Exactly.
I really enjoyed. I will say, I really enjoyed watching the World Cup women's game. I know it's off track, but
It's
what
football.
an entertaining! It's absolutely entertaining. So
Yeah.
I love any entertaining game. There's nothing worse than a game where you sit back and both teams are just playing for a draw. So now I think this week's game, getting back to this week's game, I think it's going to be exciting. I think we're going to come out the traps like a set of greyhounds and racing around the sixth track, and I think it's going to be a really close game. It's
Do you
going to be
think that?
exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you think that because of the way Bournemouth play now under Andoni, it's changed the shape of football in the Premier League?
I think it has. I think a lot of people have opened their eyes up and almost copying, thinking, gee, this is a new style of football. I mean, I can think back 5 years ago, and although Bournemouth, we all supported them through and through, and we struggled, and it was the heart and the commitment of the players who played for each other. I think we've morphed. We've evolution is just made that stronger. Exactly. We've morphed, we've evolved, and that inbred instilled play for each other, know where each other are at any given time, especially with Andoni, in the training, the recruitment, the 5-year plan, everything is just starting to come together. It's really exciting time to be a Bournemouth fan. And I think other teams are starting to open their eyes and think, hold on a minute, this is the new game that we need to play. How many other Premiership teams are now starting to try that high press?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and Andoni's philosophy is the best way to score a goal is be in the top third of the pitch. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
The best way to pressurise, and I'll not say in my day of playing football, I was probably one of the most unskilled football passing players. I was a defender.
Yeah.
So if an attacker pressurised me, I panicked. I'd oof it out. There always used to be a motto that Roy Smith, our manager, and Ron Morden used to say, if in doubt, oof it out. Don't get caught with it. Yeah, if in doubt, oof it out. Nowadays, the defender's game is evolving so much where they're a playmaker. You look at Senesi. He is the guy. He is the outlet. He'll play a crossfield ball to Brooks. He'll play it over the top to Semenya or Ever, who runs on to, lays it off to the next attacking player. So football's definitely changed over the years, and I think Bournemouth is leading the way that other Premiership teams are following. I really do.
Yeah. Good point here from Paul Sand. Yeah, even Pep said last season the way Bournemouth play is the new way to playing football. Quite correct.
Absolutely. Agreed.
It's a bit of fresh air that he's brought into the league. Absolutely brilliant, I think, personally. We're very fortunate to have him. We didn't know what we were going to get. But boy, oh boy, it's really, you want to see Bournemouth play football now. You're tuning in, you want to watch them play. And the days or even weeks between different games are just so long, aren't they? The anticipation and everything. Question for you from Chris Hubble. Can you see Bournemouth win away against Villa this Sunday, Darren?
Yeah, I can. I mean, given their day, and like I say, apart from the Arsenals and Man Cities of this world, who, we're going to take a game to them, but I mean, really, we're looking at a draw, and on our best day, we're looking at a win. Yeah, I think against Villa, I think we can do it. I mean, there's not many teams in the Premiership currently that I think that we can't take the game to them and get a win, get a result, take the 3 points. I mean, it proves it from our 10 match unbeaten streak.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
how many teams last season were on an unbeaten streak? And Bournemouth took the game to them and took it off them. Forest, I remember, were on an unbeaten streak. Newcastle were on an unbeaten streak.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah,
I remember there were many teams that we took the game to them, and we took that unbeaten streak off them.
Yeah, it was an amazing time last season.
Yep.
Like we said, enjoying the ride, and it's certainly, a great time to be a Cherries fan, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yep.
Anticipation is there. But yeah, I'm going on to Saturday's game. Sunday.
Yep.
I've actually done a lineup. It's a little bit unpredictable because possible injuries. Now, bearing in mind we've got no news at present. Okay, so Petrovic in goal, obviously, and then if we go from the left, we got Trofea, Senesi. I'm going to keep Diakite in, and the question mark is against Jimenez because he went off with a knock against City.
Calf injury.
If he doesn't play, who goes in? I mean, that's something I'm going to throw at you. Would he put Hill in? Would he put...
you got Hill, Adams or Cook, haven't you?
Or Cook, yeah. I mean, I haven't even got...
Or even Herrero.
Yeah, I haven't actually got them on my subs list. This is how sort of,
Yep.
How do you pick out a starting 11 plus the subs? Somebody's going to miss out, aren't they? And obviously, you need to know who the opposition are and set up against them as well. It's like a game of chess, isn't it? And in the middle, I've got Scott and question mark also against Adams. I don't know if he's going to be fit. Hoping he is. I'm hoping he is. But if he isn't, then who do you put in the middle with Scott? You obviously got to go for Christie, I would think.
Yep.
So not too bad. Up front, I'm going to stick with Semenyo, Kluivert, Tavernier, with Krupi up front.
Okay.
I don't think you can actually say that any players weren't that good against City. It is a team effort. City is a one-off. I'm not going to say it's a free hit because those days are gone for us. Where we had, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, they're free hits. If we get anything, good luck. But now we're competitive and we play against them. Okay. Subspence, I'm just going to throw them in here. Then it's obviously goalkeeper, Smith, Hill, Brooks, Ever, Adley, Gannon, Doak, Christie, and Milos. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, there was no Cook in there. No reason, no rhyme.
Interesting. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see what the people in the chat think about their starting 11. But I'll give you mine off the cuff. I haven't really wrote down a starting 11, but personally, I think goes without saying Trofea. He's Petro in goal. Trofea on the left, he's outstanding. He's definitely developing into one of our best players. Senesi, always trusting the gladiator. He's definitely one of our star players. Diakite or Milo the Savage. I'd like to see Milo the Savage given a bit of a go at it. To be honest, I think he's an amazing player. At 19, he reminds me very much of Dean Houston. I'm not saying that Diakite doesn't deserve the start. I mean, he was playing the world's best forward last week, and I don't think there's a defender in the world who'd like to come up against that challenge, But I'd like to see Milo start. I really would. Okay. I'd like to. When we first signed him, he got thrown in at the deep end. And it's very daunting for a 19-year-old to be thrown in at the deep end. I forget which game it was, but he held his own. He held his head high. It's a very close competition between Diakite and Milo the Savage, but I'll give Milo the nod. Right back, let's consider that Jimenez is injured because we haven't heard no news about him being available, and we probably won't. But I'm going to put Cook at right back, only just above Hill, but Cook at right back. In the middle, again, Adams, we don't know whether he's fit. So I'm going to discount Adams as being injured at this moment in time, like your selection, and I'm going to go with Christie and Scott. Yeah, I think Christie last season he was first player choice every game of the week. Every game of the week he was our engine, absolute engine. He gives so much, and I think Christie and Scott, I'd like to see them two together, see how they can perform in the middle. I'm going to go with Brooks as my first choice on the right. I love Brooksy. I think he brings so much vision. He's got that pinpoint pass that he can pass to the likes of Eva, who makes the runs. If not, he feeds off him with the 1-2s and things like that. Eva does so much off the ball. I think I love Krupi to bits. Don't get me wrong. He's to me, he's the next Thierry Henry. He's the next Mbappe. You know what I mean? He is exciting, but I think he just needs half a season to progress to that level. Last week, again, against Man City, the best defenders in the world, by far the best back four. Any attacker would struggle. I mean, you look at who they played. They played the super robot. And we've got a 19-year-old Division Liga 2 French striker. I'd like to see Eva back in there. I'd like to see Eva have a good 60 minutes. Show us what you can do again, Eva, please. I'd like Eva to start getting on the goals. He scored 10, I think it was last season. And I'd like him to get back on the score chart. And Semenyo, I mean, you just... Again, the back injury concerned me last week. You could see after he took that knock in the lower back, even at half time, he was still in the tunnel. He was still trying to stretch it out. He was still trying to. And I mean, Man City marked him out of the game. And I think a lot of teams now put 2 on him to try and mark him out of the game. But you could tell. I mean, he's such a resilient player, but he's so strong. But I think that injury certainly affected him last week. I think he struggled through the pain barrier to continue. And let's hope, fingers crossed, that those hard knocks, the one with Jimenez in the back of the calf, Adams, he had a big knock as well. He went down under that challenge I think he go up for a header and landed awkward from memory. And Semenyo. So fingers crossed. Injuries prevail and we go in strong, but pretty much like last season, and I've always said this season, my concerns are always injuries. Last season we were playing, development squad players due to injuries, and you looked up into the fishbowl, as I called it, and there were 5 or 6 star players up there injured. This season, much more stronger squad. We've got much more, better players to replace them. So. Yeah, that's my 11, and whatever happens, good luck with the boys. They're all playing for each other.
Are you going to put Cliver in? You said Brooksy and Semenyo. You got one missing behind
yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. To me, my first choice is always Cliver. I love Cliver. He brings so much excitement. His work rate is off the charts. The one thing I like with Cliver is decision goes against him, and he's got this body language. He flicks the arm, but that's the passion. I'd sooner him be passionate and showing his frustration than somebody.
Isn't it?
Exactly, and I would personally, I prefer Cliver, who I think has got much more than Tav at the moment. Tav can be hit and miss.
More what?
He's got more. He's got more. Va-va-voom.
Okay.
Yeah. Tav last week. I love Tav to bits, and when he's playing on form, Jesus man, he can dribble it in, hit it, score. He's an amazing player, but. Last week, and again, hard to play against Man City. Don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking any player in the Bournemouth squad because last week, I think everybody gave 100%. They were just outperformed by a better team, a better. Pep. It's hard to play against Man City and perform well. Everyone performed well, I just think we got outperformed by the better team.
Okay.
But I would like to see. I'd definitely like to see Cliver on as the first 60.
Okay. So Paul Sand, thanks for your comment. Yeah, Dear Kitty has not convinced me yet. I would start Milo. Dear Kitty to me gives the ball away sometimes, and also his positioning is questionable. But hopefully he will come good. Yeah, I mean it's early doors for him, isn't it?
It
The
is.
same with Milo as well. They got to learn, and they got to learn quick. I mean, I take my hat off to them. Can you expect too much too quickly from them? I mean, it's just an open question. I mean, I think they're doing all right. Yes,
Definitely.
games come and go, and they're not going to be on top form every game. They will make mistakes, naturally. But I think, I look back to that very first game against Liverpool. I mean, I won't say I was concerned. I obviously wanted him to succeed, getting thrown in so quickly. But after the first sort of 10 minutes, he'd settled himself down, and he was really, really good. So to me, that just shows that he's got the mentality to go out there and perform. He just needs that, bit of calming influence. And I like the connection between the back two. So with Senesi, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Milo or Diakite.
Yep.
They're always communicating. And one of them, it doesn't matter who it is, but one of them will always be communicating with the other. Just basically, keeping your positions and whatever, which is great. Giving them support. If something hasn't quite worked out, pat on the back, say, come on, let's go again, or whatever it is. And that's really, really, really good. Yes, you can also say that Petrovic must also have a loud shout, because I'm sure they must speak to each other quite often during a game. But I like Diakite. He isn't the tallest centre-back in the league, but he brings an awful lot. He is a calming influence, and I think he's getting that off Senesi. But once again, it's difficult. What happens when Milos comes in? Will Andoni rotate him? I think that is also a possibility. It's not a bad thing. So it's a good position to be in. It really is. I mean, I understand what Paul Sand is saying here, but it's not just Diakite gives the ball away. There's others that do it as well. So perhaps nitpicking, if you like. It's on the day, isn't it? It's on the day. But, in Andoni we trust. So the 11 that start obviously has a plan for later in the game, as always, which is always it's always a surprise to us, or not so much now, but how does he change things around if things aren't working? Have you got a score prediction?
I have thought long and hard about this, and I don't think it's going to be a 0-0. I don't think it's going to be a 1-1. I think both teams, McGinn, Rogers, Morgan, Watkins. I mean, they're all capable of scoring goals. Yeah. Both teams have got players throughout. It's not just about how many goals has ever scored this season. I hate all that stats. I hate all that analysis. That's a load of bull, if I'm honest.
Any player can score.
Any player can score. And Bournemouth are not all about, like Haaland, right? Haaland with Man City, they're all about, he is the goal scorer. He is the outlet. And he's a machine. Bournemouth are not about, and Aston Villa the same, are not all about just sending the ball up front to Watkins, sending the ball up front to Ever, the striker, and expecting them to score 15 to 20 a season. They're not going to do it. There are so many other players who can score goals for both teams. You've got McGinn, even Anana, Kamara in midfield. They adopt them attacking positions, which I'd like to see the likes of Christie. I'd like to see, we know Cliver can score from anywhere. He's a fantastic player. We know Brooks can score. We know Semenyo can score. We got so many outlets that we can score goals.
Yeah.
But I think we need to realise that Aston Villa also have got them outlets. The one thing about Aston Villa, which I'd like to focus on a little bit, Konza. I think he's got 2 red cards this season.
Ah, okay.
I think, if I'm correct. I know he's definitely got 1. I might be mistaken that he's got 2. But our record for red cards and yellow cards is pretty good, knowing that we play such a ferocious attacking game. I know Adams is 1 away from a yellow for the suspension.
Yeah.
I'd sooner have a player who's on 4 yellow cards than one who's on none, because it shows the tenacity, it shows the attack, the commitment, the passion that's in their soul to get that ball, to play it up front and score goals.
Yeah.
I think prediction-wise, I'm going 3-2 to Bournemouth.
Wow.
I don't think it's going to be a clean sheet. I'd love a clean sheet. Don't get me wrong. I'd love a clean sheet. We've got such a good defence, and in faith in Petro. He saves us so many times from such bigger defeats or losses. Or I'm going to say a 3-2. I really do think Villa have got 2 goals in them, but I think we got 1 more.
Good man. Well, I've gone for a 2-1 to the Cherries.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's still good.
I tinkered on a 1-1, but thinking, this can't go 1-1 again. I think it's going to be, it's going to be a tough battle.
It will.
It's going to be decided in midfield.
Yes.
Without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be, I won't say meaty, but I think it's going to be very competitive.
I can see a few yellow cards in the game. I really can. I think.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's likely to happen, and I wouldn't be at all surprised with the break coming up. The next game after being West Ham, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Adams get a yellow card that he'll miss out in the West Ham game.
Yeah.
All right? So he'll come back and be refreshed, following on. And thankfully, the international break will be the last one until March next year, I think.
Yep.
So finally, let's get the season really running. Exciting times ahead. I mean, I personally can't wait till Sunday. Speaking of which,
yay!
Darren and myself are going to attempt a watch along on Sunday, so we haven't got a clue. We'll go live on air sort of 15 minutes before kickoff, roughly. If all the buttons work, and just take the game as it comes. All right. Bit of banter, maybe the odd joke or 3 thrown in, maybe the odd beer, or certainly at your end. Probably have more lined up, knowing you. Hopefully, some comments along the way would be nice if you can join us.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's Matt and Paul from Oz on Cherry AM. So looking forward to seeing them. It'd be great to see Ollie back next week, hopefully on Monday. Probably Cherry Slaps it will be. Then another shout out, Paul from Oz. If you haven't seen his video, his little trip to England, well worth a little watch. It brought back some memories for me too, actually. Not only from the stadium, things he brought up, recollections from years gone by, but also Liverpool. A couple of things that happened up there, which at some point in my life also did. It was very nice to sort of reminisce a little bit. Worth checking out. And finally, if I'm going to promote anything Cherry related, I mean, I actually listened 2 hours yesterday to Jeff Mostyn. All right. And it's now out on YouTube. It is the most wonderful interview. It really is. If you've got 2 hours to spare and you want to relax, just listen to the guy talk. What a man. What a man.
He is the gentleman of Bournemouth.
Isn't he just,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to go into it because I don't need to. But it is certainly well worth a listen or a watch, depending. So Spotify if you want to listen to it, YouTube if
Yep.
you want to watch it.
Yep.
We put it on a Facebook channel, so have a look. Just give it a click and enjoy it because it really is something special. I
Definitely.
think that'll wrap it up for today, Darren. It's we've done a 40-minute show, and thanks to the guys in the chat. One very busy today, but never mind. It is what it is. And wish you all a very good and happy. Was it Thursday, something like that?
Yeah, all day and half the night.
Okay, mate. Good to see you, and I'll see you again on Sunday.
Definitely. Thanks for the anyone who joined and anyone who's watching, and up the Cherries from here in Perth. That's down under.
Up the Cherries.
Cheers, mate.
Bye for now.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.